Okay, I'm with the Greens campaign coordinator, Ebony Bennett. Now, last election, the Green vote was around 7.8%. This time it looks to swing to around 11. That's pretty massive. So, Ebony, why do you think that is?
Look, I think people have been really attracted to the Greens' positive policies this election, and right across Australia we've been hearing people responding really well, and more people have been voting Green at every election, whether that's at a local, state and federal level, and we've seen that trend continue this evening. And I think a lot of people are fed up with the old parties. There's a real lack of vision in this election, and the Greens really provide an alternative that people find appealing.
And it looks like at this stage, two lower house seats are up for grabs for the Greens, Denison and Melbourne. What do you think your chances are there?
Look, it's too early to tell. Certainly in Denison, Andrew Wilkie is also polling quite well, but Melbourne is obviously where we've been focusing a lot of our campaign, and Adam Bandt has run a very strong campaign there over the past few months. And so it's looking really exciting. It is too early to tell, but there has been in both of those seats and in others like Grainla a very big swing away from Labor and a very big swing towards the Greens. So that's really encouraging.
And you mentioned Adam Bandt's campaign in Melbourne. Can you tell me a bit about the Greens' campaign strategies? What have they been?
Sure. Well, look, we're a grassroots party and a grassroots organisation. We really encourage people to get involved in their local communities. So there's been a large number of recruits to volunteer in Melbourne, and they've been out door knocking and letterboxing and out, doing stalls in their local shops and things like that. So it has been a very grassroots-based campaign, and a large number of volunteers, including people who are former Labor voters, have been really excited by Adam's campaign, and they've just had an overwhelming response there. So it's been a really exciting campaign for them.
And from where I'm sitting, it looks like the online presence has been really important to the Greens campaign. Is that true?
Yes, certainly. Obviously, the Greens being a much younger party, we certainly don't accept the kind of corporate donations from big tobacco like the Liberal Party does. So we rely a lot on our supporters for funding, and what that means is places online like Facebook and Twitter become really important tools for us, and they're also a really excellent way for us to engage with people one-on-one and meet them in places where they're already using, like Facebook, where they can talk to their friends, and allows us to engage not just in a one-way conversation where we're telling them things, but it's a two-way conversation. So they can ask us questions about our policies, they can ask our candidates questions, and so we've really tried to use that as an integral tool as part of this campaign.
Okay, now you mentioned political donations. How do you think the donation from the Electrical Trades Union will play out with young voters?
Look, I think there's been many people right around Australia, thousands of individual supporters who've been donating not only their time but their money to the Greens campaign, and we've seen that reflected in the Greens campaign overall. And certainly the Greens are very strongly in support of workers' rights, and we have very strong policies, and we've pushed very hard in the Senate, particularly around work choices and repealing work choices. And so the unions are very supportive of that, and it's been really great to receive their support this election.
And who do you think will win tonight?
It's too early to tell, I think. Certainly it's looking not very good for Labor in Queensland, but I think we'll wait and see as the night progresses. Certainly in many inner city seats like Denison, Grainla, Melbourne, Brisbane and other places, there have been swings away from Labor, so it's been a really exciting campaign, and people are clearly turning to the Greens as an alternative, which is really positive for us.
And what do you think the swing towards the Greens, what message do you think that sends in terms of policy to the major parties?
Look, I think it says that people want serious action on climate change. One of our key policy planks this election has been for a carbon tax, and within the next term of Parliament, neither of the major parties will be willing to do that. So we'll certainly be making that a very big priority for the Greens in the next term of Parliament. But also we had feedback right around the country that people were really very unhappy with the demonisation of asylum seekers. They'd like to see asylum seekers treated humanely and compassionately, but also things like making dental care part of Medicare. So, there's something like 500,000 Australians on waiting lists for dental care, and the Greens would like to see Denticare be made similar to Medicare to take care of that. And things like getting rid of the $2 ATM fees. They're illegal in Britain. There's no reason why we should have to be paying those here in Australia.